The four elements of earth, fire, water, and air. The emerald tablet. Potions. The elixir. The hermetic way of life. Slavs. Peace in the mind, body, and spirit. The philosopher's stone. Transmuting iron to gold. The cause of many deaths, and the cause of saving many lives. And a way of life to prepare for the afterlife. All of this was concealed to most for many years. By seclusion from others, the calling it of magic, but most importantly, symbolism. Many times were these alchemists hunted down to the point where almost none were alive. But through the men and women's determination, dedication, and love for it, alchemy has survived through time and become our modern-day chemistry. This is the Door of Alchemy and Chemistry for 2063. The oldest writings about alchemy come from ancient Egypt, where a man by the name of Hermes Trismegistus wrote the Emerald Tablet and many other alchemy-related items. Unfortunately, Emperor Diocletian destroyed as much of alchemy as he could, but miraculously, the Emerald Tablet was one of the items that survived. During Diocletian's reign, he hunted any and all alchemists, forcing them to hide and live in the wild. It was during this time that the Hermetic lifestyle was formed and practiced. The Hermetic lifestyle is composed of four main things and how they relate to each other. Morality, alchemy, the elixir, and salvation. Morality is necessary for knowledge, which leads to alchemy. With alchemy, you can create the elixir. The elixir is parallel with the harmony of the body in salvation, and morality is also a requirement for salvation. Morality and the elixir are parallel in the fact that you need to continue them both throughout your whole life. Alchemy brings wisdom, which reveals the path to salvation. It looks and sounds pretty complicated, but such was the Hermetic way of life. The important part is, all paths led to salvation. What exactly was the elixir, though? The elixir was a potion that was supposed to bring the four elements of air, earth, fire, and water to peace and equilibrium inside of your body, preparing you for salvation. But the reason alchemists were killed the most was for turning metals into gold. Albertus Magnus proposed that if you were able to create the philosopher's stone, you could turn any metal into gold. One of the most popular alchemists that did this was Raymond Lully. Raymond was hired by King Edward II to create more gold for the kingdom. It is said that he was able to create over 50,000 pounds of gold. But he worked under one condition, that the Crusades would still be funded. After a few years, Lully ditched the kingdom and ran away. He is said to be found in India many years later, making him 150 years old. Almost every alchemist claimed that they could transmute gold. The Acts of Parliament then forbade alchemy, hunted down anyone who practiced it, and alchemy disappeared yet again. But how exactly did alchemy turn into chemistry? One of the first alchemists to make this jump was Paracelsus. He focused on raw metals and non-poisonous chemicals instead of herbal remedies to heal others. This was a major step to the beginnings of chemistry. Another alchemist was Brunswick. He focused on using apparatuses in alchemy, which is something that is very popular in chemistry today. His book Liber de Arte Distillendi became a pharmaceutical technical book that was used well into the 16th century. Libavius Andreas is credited for bringing the chemistry ideas out into the public's knowledge. He also influenced what the modern-day scientific lab is set up like. Probably the best-known chemist in history, though, is Robert Boyle. He posed the idea that everything was not made up of just the four elements of earth, fire, water, and air, but that everything is made up of tiny particles called atoms. He also said that chemistry was not a medicinal practice, and insisted that it was not under the wing of alchemy. Soon chemistry branched off being called a modern science and became what it is today. To learn about some of what chemistry is doing today, we interviewed Scott Nordahl, who is a chemist at IASIS Molecular Science.
Right now I'm a research associate at IASIS Molecular, so we develop wound dressings and different types of additives that are going to improve wound healing in the medical field.
And you're the only ones working on this, right? That you know of, at least.
To our knowledge.
We asked him about positive effects and outcomes chemistry has had upon the world.
I guess one way that it's positively affected is, reducing the cost of pharmaceuticals, making it more available to the general population, and making it easier to produce.
We then asked where he hopefully thought chemistry was going to go in the future.
Hopefully, chemistry will help us produce cleaner energy. There's a lot of work being done with precious metals.
The last question we asked him was future job outlook for chemists.
That's one reason why I got into chemistry, is because it was something that I thought would be, around forever. If you think about productions, things that you use on a daily basis, whether it's toothpaste, cans of soda, anything packed. I believe there's a lot of jobs around for chemists, and I think that if it doesn't increase, it's not going to decrease.